Alright, this game was going exactly as expected because the Thunder's defensive game plan was to show off Steph's screens, read most of the matchups, and pull over early on low rotations, so those stops early generated pace for him to get off to the best start possible. Dub and Shea just played through Zay as the hub to exploit the Dub's bigs in a drop, and that was their most consistent source of offense on the night, so those two kept getting to their spots against it, and if it wasn't that, it was Shea hunting matchups, whether it was a small or a big. He was basically getting a bucket or a whistle every time, and he single-handedly outscored the entire Dubs team himself in the first, so there was no reason for him to lose this game after that quarter. But there were some clear offensive issues from the second onward, because more times than not, they got way too stagnant, and it basically became a take-turn offense between Dub and Shea to make something happen. Isaiah Joe was the only player that was shot ready, but he couldn't make up for the others missing their looks from deep, or Zay missing all of his floats, and a lot of it did stem from the Dubs defense. I thought their ball pressure, reds, low rotations, and even zone made it hard for the Thunder to get into a flow, so there wasn't a rhythm established at all, and it eventually caught up to him once the Dubs started having Loon show off Shea's screens in the third. When he did get off the rock, they got to eat on the backside a couple times, but that adjustment made him work a lot more for his, because he had to either reject, split, or attack quick off those screens, and that just wasn't sustainable, so their offense started running dry. All those stops early in the quarter led to a 21-6 run for the Dubs to run it back, and this was the game-winning stretch, because it gave them the life they needed to get themselves going. Their pace kept leading to runouts for a quick bucket or whistle, and more importantly, Steph got an open look in the corner that got him going, so they just carried that momentum throughout the rest of the night. It was obvious their confidence was way up, because they made every timely shot in the half court, or capitalized on every runout in transition, and the Thunder struggled to keep up against that balanced offense in a game of buckets. But once again, that production from top to bottom was because of all of them looking for their shots, and not relying solely on Steph to generate the majority of their offense, so if it wasn't Wiggs or Pods getting theirs, it was Gary or Loon eating on those roles, especially whenever Shea was the low man. Those two were just the beneficiaries of players creating, so the both of them basically contributed a free 33 points, and this was by far their best win of the year, because it's not easy to outproduce the Thunder as a team, or beat their stars in a game of buckets down the wire. Shea still might have got his 52, but his last two makes came after the game was over, and it really doesn't mean much without the win attached. Just watch the tape.